Hello everyone, this is Khairul Alam Shobuz from All Math Matters. Welcome to my online math class. Hello students, welcome to my another new online lecture. So today I'll discuss about a very important topics from trigonometry. So the topics is trigonometric ratios of general angles. So we already know that the values of different ratios from 0 to 90 degree. So in my lecture I'll try to discuss about the general angles of all trigonometric ratios. So students, if you watch my full lecture, then I believe that you can learn easily how to find the general angles of any trigonometric ratios. So for finding the general angles of trigonometric ratios, you need to know some tricks and rules. Okay, so first of all, I divided the whole circle into 4 parts. Okay, so if we divide the whole circle into 4 parts, that is in 4 quadrant. So this is first quadrant, so this is second quadrant, third quadrant, and finally the fourth quadrant. That means the whole circle, that is 360 degree, divided into 4 parts, so each part is 90 degree. So here each part of this quadrant is 90 degree. Okay, we know that there are 6 trigonometric ratios. In the first quadrant, sine, cosine, that is cos, tangent, that is tan, cosine, that is cot, secant, that is sec, and cosecant, that is cosec, all are positive. That means if the angle lies between 0 to 90 degree, then the all ratios are positive except tan and sec, because if the value of theta is 90, then tan and sec 90 will be undefined. Otherwise, for any value 0 to less than 90, they are positive. That's why in first quadrant all these 6 trigonometric ratios are positive. Okay, now in the second quadrant, sine and opposite of sine, that is cosec, are positive. So the other 4 ratios are negatives, that is others negative. Okay, in the third quadrant, tan and opposite of tan, that is cot, are positive, but the others are negative. That is, the others mean the rest of the 4 ratios. And in the fourth quadrant, cosine, that is cos, and sec, both are positive, but the others, that is rest of the ratios, are negative. That you can easily learn in which quadrant the trigonometric ratios are positive or negative. Okay, so another thing you need to know, so if the given angle is negative, so then for sine, negative theta equal, it must be negative sine theta, tan, negative theta equal negative tan theta, but cos negative theta equal positive cos theta. Okay, only for cos negative theta equal positive cos, only for cos negative theta equal positive cos theta, otherwise sine and tan it should be negative. Okay, so these things are so important when you finding the general angles of trigonometric ratios. Okay, so these whole things you can memorize by learning only one sentence. Okay, so now I'll show this how you can memorize these whole things by learning only one sentence. If you can memorize this only one sentence, that is all students trust Cambridge. So if someone can learn this only one sentence, then you can learn the whole thing, that is the where the ratios are positive or negative, quite easily. So what is the meaning of this sentence? All that is in the first quadrant, in the first quadrant, students mean in the second quadrant, trust in the third quadrant, and the Cambridge is in the fourth quadrant. But how? So if you look at all in the first quadrant, all ratios are positive, that's why here I wrote all. In the second quadrant, sine and the opposite of sine, that is cosec, are positive. So if you take the first letter of a student, that is S, that means in the second quadrant sine is positive. So in the third quadrant, that is the tan and opposite of tan, that is cot, are positive. So if you take the first letter of this trust, that is T for tan, that is in the third quadrant tan is positive. Finally Cambridge, so first letter of Cambridge is C, but you look at in the fourth quadrant, cos and the opposite of cos, that is sec, are positive. So here the fourth quadrant, C for cos, so cos is positive. So in that way you can learn where the ratios are positive. So if someone learn where the ratios are positive, then you can easily find where the ratios are negative. Okay, so that means each of the two quadrants, all the ratios are positive and negatives. So now we will learn only two rules, and by knowing these two rules you can easily find any general angles of the trigonometric ratios. Okay, number one, any ratios, that is any ratio, even, multiple, 90 degree or pi over 2 plus or minus theta. So here pi means 180 degree, that is 90 or pi by 2, both are same. So it could be 90 degree, or if the given angle is in the radian, it could be pi by 2. So then what will be happen? Okay, if any ratio even 90 plus or minus theta, then only the sine of the given ratios will be changed. Okay, so the ratios will remain same, but only sign of the ratios will be changed according to these rules. Okay, now I'll give you some example. Example 1. So if the question is like that, sine 210 degree. Suppose a question is given sine 210 degree and ask you to find the acute angle of this given angle, that is what will be the acute angle of this ratio. So then what you will do first? Okay, so you first divide this angle by 90 degree. So if you divide it by 90, it should be 2, 90 is a 180. So here the remainder is 30. So now you can write this 210, that is 2 multiple 90 degree plus 30 degree. So according to this rule, I told you that only the sign will be changed if it is even multiple of 90 degree. So now here look at 2 multiple 90, that is 2 is the even number, it is even multiple 90 degree. Okay, so here the sign will remain same, that is sine 30 degree, but the question is positive or negative. So it depends on these rules, okay, 4 quadrant rules. So we know that when the positive angle are created in the trigonometry, it always moves into the anti-clockwise. Okay, so now 2 multiple 90. So if you consider this is the 4 quadrants, so 190, 290 plus 30 degree. So that means the position of this given angle, that is according to this angle, the position of this sign is in the 3rd quadrant. So we know that in the 3rd quadrant tan and cot are positive but the others are negative. That means in the 3rd quadrant sign is negative. So you must put here a negative sign. That means the finally, so you can say the value of sine 210 degree and negative sine 30 degree are same. So in that way you can change the given angle into their acute angle, or if the question asks you to express this given angle into the sine 30 or 45 or 60, or that is in the acute angle, so you can do this in that way. Okay, I'll show another example. So if the problem is given like that, cos negative 4 pi over 3, and ask you to find the acute angle, or you need to express this as a cos pi by 3 or pi by 6 or pi by 4, like that. Okay, so now how we can do this? So before doing this, first look at here, the given angle is in the negative form. So I told you these 3 things. So if the cosine is negative, it is always positive, but for sine and tan it is always negative. So now you can write it just cos positive 4 pi over 3. Okay, now I'll divide this thing into their even multiple pi by 2. So now you can easily write it 2 multiple pi by 2 plus pi by 3. Now if you calculate this thing, then you'll get 4 pi over 3. Okay, now according to my rules, so here it is 2 multiple, that is even multiple pi by 2 plus pi by 3. So I told you that if it is even multiple of 90 or pi by 2, the ratios will remain same, so it should be cos pi by 3. But now the question is positive or negative. So now look at, that is 2 pi by 2 plus pi by 3, it is 1 pi by 2, 2 pi by 2 plus pi by 3. That means the position of this cosine in the 3rd quadrant. So we know that in the 3rd quadrant the cosine is negative, so you must put here a negative sign. So this is the answer. That means the negative cos negative 4 pi over 3 equal negative cos pi by 3. That means the both value will be same. So in that way you can easily find the any ratios if it is even multiple, if it is even multiple of 90 or pi by 2. Okay, so now I'll show another rule. Okay, number 2. So any ratio odd multiple 90 degree or pi by 2 plus or minus theta, then the ratios and sign both will be changed. Okay, so if any ratio odd multiple of 90 or pi by 2 plus or minus theta, then the ratios and sign both will be changed. So we already know that how the sign will change, but Now we learned how the ratios will change. So keep in mind, if the given ratio is sine, after changing it should be cos, or if the given ratio is cos, after changing it should be sine. So same thing for tan, if the given ratio is tan, it after changing it should be cot, or if the given ratio is cot, after changing it should be tan. Okay, if the given ratio is sec, after changing it should be cosec, or if the given ratio is cosec, then after changing it should be sec. So in that way the ratios will be changed, but the sign will be changed according to our previous rule. That means according to this quadrant rule. Okay, now I'll show some example, then I think it will be clear for you. Okay. So if you look at in example 1 of this rule, so if it is given like that, sine negative 300 degree. So first of all, always look at the given angle is negative or positive. If it is negative, then you must look at these three things. So here the sine negative theta, so we know that it should be negative sine theta, that is sine 300 degree. Now you divide this angle by 90. So if we divide it by 90, so you know that 390 is 270. So here the question is 3. If we subtract, the remainder should be 30. So now we can write this thing like that, sine 3 multiple 90 degree plus 30 degree. So if you look at here, the given rules and these are quite similar. So if I told you if it is odd multiple of 90, then the ratios and sign both will be changed. So here given is sine, so after changing it should be cos, that is it should be cos 30 degree. Now what is the question? That is question is what will be the sign of this given ratio. So now look at 390 plus 30. So according to this quadrant, so 190, 290, 390 plus 30. That is the position of this given sign is in the fourth quadrant. So we know that in the fourth quadrant, cosine, that is cos and sec, are positive, others should be negative. That means here the sign should be negative. So look at here, already one negative is given. So from this rule we got another negative sign. So negative negative, it should be positive sign. So it is always depends on the given ratio, not after changing the ratio. You always look at the given ratio. Okay, someone will do some mistakes. So if you look at in the cos, then you will think that in the fourth quadrant cos is positive, so it should be positive into negative, that should be negative. No, you always keep in mind according to this given ratio, not after changing the ratio. So I think in that way you can easily change the value of any general angle into their acute angle or the given angle. Okay, now I'll show some more example, then I think it will be more clear for you. Okay, if the question is what will be the acute angle of, another example, cos 840 degree. Okay, suppose it is given cos 840 degree and you need to find the acute angle of this, or according to the question it could be ask you to find what will be the, you express this as a 30 or 45 or 60 or like that. Okay, so now what should we do? First we divide this angle by 90. So 840, if you divide it by 90, so you know that it can be divided by 9 times. So 9 9 is 81, so 810. So if you subtract this, it should be 30 degree. Okay, so now you can write this thing in that way, cos 9 multiple 90 degree plus 30 degree. So look at here, the given problem is similar to this second rule. So odd multiple 90. So I told you if it is odd multiple 90, the ratio will be changed. So here it should be sine. Okay, I told you if it is given cos, After changing it should be sine, so it should be sine 30 degree. Now question is what will be the sign, that is positive or negative. So here look at, that is 990 plus 30. So if we count here, so 190, 290, 390, 490, again 590, 690, 790, 890 and 990, and after another 30 degrees. So look at, in the last position of this cosine is in the second quadrant. So we know that in the second quadrant, sine and cosec is positive but others are negative. So here the others means the cos, so cos should be negative, so you put here a negative sign. That means cos 840 degree and negative sine 30 degree are same. So in that way you can easily find the acute angle of the given ratio. Okay, now if anyone can learn this 4 quadrant rule and these 2 rules and also the short techniques, that is only 1 sentence, then I believe that you can solve any problems within short time. That means you can solve any given general angle. It could be 1000 degree, it could be 4000 degree, no problem. You just divide the given angle by 90 and follow these 2 rules according to these 4 quadrants, then you can easily find what will be the acute angle. So this is so easy and also so important for your exam, because when you solve some problems in the trigonometry you need to know this idea, otherwise it will be difficult for you to solve this problem. And this also important for the admission test, that is after your A level, when you go to the university, some good university in Bangladesh are taking admission test, and in that test from trigonometry this is the common question. So most of the times one problems will come according to this idea. So that's why you must follow this, and this is the basic things for trigonometry. And I think if you learn this properly, it will be very helpful when you solve the trigonometry. So that's all of my today's lecture. Okay, so if anyone watch this full lecture carefully, then I believe that you can learn the whole things quite easily. Okay class, thank you everyone.